What if I told you that the loneliest people in any room aren't antisocial or broken, but the ones who feel too much? Stay with me, because what Carl Jung discovered about emotional depth will completely change how you understand friendship forever. Carl Jung said that some souls are simply too deep for shallow waters. And nowhere is this more evident than in the social isolation of the true empath. You see, society tells us that having few friends means something is wrong with us. But Jung's research revealed something far more complex and, frankly, far more profound. Here's what most people don't understand about empaths and friendship. And trust me, by the end of this, you'll never judge someone's social circle the same way again. According to Carl Jung, human connections operate on different frequencies. Most people interact at surface level, what Jung called the persona level. They share jokes, discuss weather, exchange pleasantries. But empaths, they operate from what Jung termed the depth of the psyche. They can't do shallow, they're literally incapable of it. And this creates a problem that Jung identified decades ago. Listen carefully to this because it explains everything. Carl Jung discovered that authentic connection requires what he called psychological resonance. Two people must be able to meet at the same depth. But here's the thing that will blow your mind. Empaths naturally operate at depths that most people haven't even discovered in themselves yet. They don't choose to be deep, they simply are. And when you exist in the depths, while everyone else is skating on the surface, friendship becomes nearly impossible. But here's where it gets absolutely fascinating and why this isn't actually a problem at all. According to Carl Jung's theory of psychological types, empaths possess what he called introverted feeling function dominance. This isn't shyness, it's sophisticated internal processing. They absorb everything, feel everything, process everything through layers most people don't even know exist. Small talk isn't just boring to them, it's actually painful. Why? Because Jung discovered that certain psychological types experience superficial interaction as a form of psychic dissonance. It's like asking a concert pianist to play chopsticks on repeat. It doesn't just waste their gift, it actively drains their life force. And this is where friendships start falling apart for empaths. Carl Jung observed that most social relationships are transactional. People gather to gossip, to network, to be seen, to kill time. But empaths approach friendship with what Jung called sacred intention. They're seeking soul connection, depth, authenticity, mutual growth. They want to discuss life's meaning at 2 a.m., not weekend plans. They want to explore the shadows together, not just share the highlight reel. They want to witness each other's becoming, not just celebrate each other's success. This level of connection, Jung discovered, is terrifying to most people. Here's what happens next, and it's heartbreaking but absolutely necessary. According to Carl Jung, every person has a social capacity threshold. Most people can maintain dozens of surface friendships because they require so little emotional investment. But empaths? They can only maintain a handful of connections because they give their whole soul to each one. Jung called this the law of psychological conservation. You cannot give deep presence to everyone and remain whole yourself. The empath instinctively knows this. They'd rather have one real friend than 50 fake ones. They'd rather sit alone than surround themselves with people who don't understand them. This isn't antisocial behavior. It's what Jung termed psychological integrity in action. But here's the part that will absolutely shift your perspective forever. Carl Jung discovered that loneliness and aloneness are not the same thing. Loneliness is the pain of disconnection. Aloneness is the peace of self-possession. Empaths often appear lonely to others because they spend so much time alone. But Jung understood what others miss. They're not lonely. They're selective. They're not isolated. They're self-contained. They're not missing out. They're protecting their energy. Jung said that the most psychologically developed individuals are those who have learned to be whole within themselves. And empaths, through their inability to tolerate superficial connection, are forced into this wholeness earlier than most. Listen to what happens when empaths try to maintain normal friendships. According to Carl Jung's observations, empaths experience what he called emotional hemorrhaging in mismatched relationships. They give depth. Others give surface. They share vulnerability. Others share gossip. They offer presence. Others offer distraction. The empath leaves every shallow interaction feeling drained, confused, wondering what's wrong with them. But Jung discovered nothing is wrong with them. They're simply operating at a frequency that most people haven't tuned into yet. And here's where the psychology gets absolutely profound. Carl Jung said that certain souls are meant to walk alone, not because they're rejected, but because they're pioneers. Empaths are doing the psychological work that most people avoid their entire lives. They're integrating their shadow. They're confronting their depths. They're becoming whole. And this work, Jung discovered, cannot be done in shallow company. It requires solitude. It demands introspection. It needs silence. The empath's small circle isn't a failure. It's evidence of their evolutionary advancement. But the most beautiful part is what Jung called selective intimacy. According to Carl Jung's research, quality of connection matters infinitely more than quantity. One friend who sees you completely is worth more than 100 who see only your mask. Empaths understand this intuitively. They don't need to be everyone's friend. They need to find their soul tribe, those rare individuals who can match their depth, meet their intensity, and honor their sensitivity. And when they find these people, Jung discovered, they form bonds that most people never experience. Connections so deep they transcend typical friendship and become what Jung called psychological kinship. Here's what Carl Jung wanted everyone to understand. Having few friends doesn't mean you're broken. It means you refuse to break yourself to fit into spaces that weren't built for souls like yours. It means you value truth over comfort. It means you choose authenticity over approval. It means you'd rather be alone than pretend to be someone you're not. This is what Jung called the path of individuation, and it's often a solitary one. The empath's journey isn't to become more social. It's to become more themselves. Not to collect more friends, but to honor the connections that actually feed their soul. Not to fit in, but to find the rare few who understand that not fitting in is actually the point. Carl Jung discovered that the most powerful people are those who have learned to be at peace with their own company. The empath who sits alone is not waiting to be rescued. They're not incomplete. They're not missing anything. They're whole. They're sovereign. They're exactly where they need to be. And the world will call them lonely. But Jung knew better. He called them free. This is why empaths have few or no friends. Not because something is wrong with them, but because everything is right with them. They simply refuse to settle for less than real connection in a world addicted to fake intimacy. And according to Carl Jung's lifetime of research, this isn't isolation. It's liberation. Thank you for staying with me through this exploration. If this resonated with your soul, subscribe to the channel and share this with someone who needs to hear that their small circle is actually their greatest strength.